Here we go, we're doing the loft on the cheap, because I'm cheapo. And here we go. I've just need a bit tidy up, and I've done this side, which is the best side. Anyway, what I've done is there's strips of wood going from the joist to the rafters, and all the way along. If there isn't, put them in, and it'll hold the floor to the roof, or the roof to the floor. Then when and there's usually a floor in, but you'll put a floor in because you're only doing it on the cheap. Some people would put 4x2 across the floor to strengthen the floor, and then put the floor on top, and then that will hold and screw on each one bit as you go across. That can be more harder if there's floor already here. So just don't put something really heavy up here, and try not to use it as a bedroom because it's quite heavy, can be. So what I did was, there was hardboard all over the ceiling, in the ceiling, the floor, in the ceiling, the sides and everywhere. So I took all the black hardboard off the ceiling, used silverback plasterboard, and wait a minute, and put that up. It wasn't that hard to do, because you could ledge it on the cross member, and then screw it on, because I use these plasterboard screws. They're like black things. I'm trying. There we are. There's the box. And get one out. They're amazing. Use them for everything. I'll put plugs up as well. See, loft's all nice. Used. So we've got a plasterboard up for the ceiling. You can put installation up. But it's well worth putting the installation up before you put the plasterboard up, and whatever you like, and it'll keep the heating from escaping through the tiles. Do the same to the sides if you can. In this case, I just used normal plasterboard and kept the board on the sides because I didn't have enough money or time at the end to do that. So I put the battens across the hardboard, then put plasterboard on top of that, and then put the tape over the joints. Oh, and I've got some tape here. I was told it was scrub tape, but it seems to be that. Anyway, I put a door in. The other side, I put 2 doors. I call them rabbit doors, Warren doors. And see, they make them out of any sort of make them out to the thickness of the door, normal door. Like you could cut a normal door down and then put wood around the bits. And because it's just hardboard, so it doesn't have to give you any fire resistance. But this one, it's nice antique door that was downstairs. So I just cut it down, screwed it together, and it's a nice shutter door. to a full door, which was two, and used them both in two over here and one here. And the reason why there isn't one down there is because I only had enough for three. And if you notice the sponge, there's a nice wide sponge you can get that I used where the hinges are, and did it on the same. You see, there's this stuff. I put that across the top in the end before I put the plasterboard on, or after the plasterboard, before the plasterboard, and then it covers the draft on the top of the door, and on the back of that door there, I put some there, so you can't tell there's loads of draft stopping power. I might put some on the outside or the inside of that door, but I'll see how I feel. So it's basically a loft with attitude. Then there was a light up here anyway, but downstairs I put a switch connected to the electric switch downstairs. You turn off the power, cut into the electric of the house, the plug, then put a let me show you. Anyway, there we are. See the Wi-Fi extender. You could put that in the loft in the end and have kick your wife out of the spare room and put her in the loft. Anyway, that connects to that plug, and all I have to do is turn that fuse switch to off, and the whole of the loft is turned off. The plugs, the light and everything, it goes in the 2.5 cable and runs up the loft. Use the highest cable you can up in the loft and here, because you're using plugs up in the loft and you don't know what problems you're going to have later. So you put your 13 amp fuse in, which goes across to the plug there that you've just fitted, across to this plug, because you've just run a cable down here across there, and you run that one to that one, and then you put another cable lost to that one. When I did it, put the cable in, got an extra, the 2.5 meters, 10 meters, sorry. 10 meters should be all right to do your loft, but be careful because it can be expensive. £25. Yes, I did go £25, but it's worth it. Don't go for the cheaper option of 1.5 and go for 2.5, because you won't save loft while you're asleep. You don't want your roof burning off and then dripping down onto you. My father got me to put a ceiling thing in, and you can understand why you get plasterers to do roof plastering with the bad plaster there. And the other reason, the other problem you get is that the plaster can go out of date, and the plaster's like £10, and to do your kitchen in a terraced house, the ceiling in there, there's another door, but like a nice, you can get some door handles from B&Q, big large range, and just a normal hooky thing that you get for bathroom, and I got that from a cheap shop. Clock I made at high school. And I put in those USB things. You can get them cheaper at Costco. This one came from Screwfix. Screwfix is very good. So, top tip, use specially stuff where you need to, and you don't have to spend out loads. That is end of a bed. That's and the cross bits and down bits are from the garden stuff, and they're cheap and as they can. This is a pipe screwed in, put into the roof, so it doesn't rattle, it doesn't move. So you can go up the steps normally. I put in the loft ladder. You may be better to get someone to do that so it's safer for you. I've got a ex building expert as a dad, so I can phone up for assistance. You won't be able to in most cases. I can see how old that Black & Decker workmate is. As you noticed, I put my train set up here and all my stuff so my missus don't go. So it is worth doing. Get rid of it. So you get an expert to do that. It may need to get an expert to do your ceiling. They may do your plasterboarding for you. You can put the plasterboard up using that tape. They may take the tape off. You could buy it for them and they can put it on. Get an expert to do the wiring, maybe better. So it's only what you only have to do what you need to do. And the flooring, if you've got no flooring, chuck those 4x2s across the floor, and then buy those loft flooring, and you'll have a nice strong floor. Yeah. Here we go. 4x2 crossways. 4x2 crossways makes it even stronger. Makes it like that thick stuff you get in proper terraced houses. So there's my angle grinder. There's my vise. Oh, this is the cross stripping. Yeah, you can get a couple of different sorts. There's that wiry thing that's really hard to cut, but this one, just get your hacksaw and just cut it, and it cuts like really mostly easy. And on the one place I've used it across the top there, and it looks like a piece of wood, really, but it isn't. And plastered at the top, plastered on the side. Got a nice little bevel thing here on the go. Fantastic. Anyway, so if you want to do your loft yourself, it can be easy and can cost you as little as the price of the plasterboard. Is just doing that first, so you got bigger space, and the plasterboard you can get. This one, I got that one 90 and 120. On that side, I did it sideways, and on the ceiling, you do the sideways one. You get a full piece of plasterboard, which is quite cheap. Cut it into 1 2, 3, and then bring it up, and then another one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And it's about 6 for each side. And the problem that you have is the long walls. Try your best to get it up as easy as you can. Then you could do that on the long walls. I can't remember what I did on the long walls. I didn't do the chimney. You can do the chimney, but I didn't do the chimney in my case. Just wanted to get it done. Look nice. I've come up here to just do a bit of brushing. And I should have tidied my trade table a bit more, shouldn't I? Got a bit more space. Anyway, done it now. Just remember, plaster goes out of date and it doesn't work. It dries out really quickly if you've lost the water. You go around with your float, and you slop it on. Then you come back to it as it's drying. Get your spray and spray your float, and spray your wall, and just go, and you can see it becoming like a smooth finish, and you go and do it all the way across, and you can see there's like virtually a nice clean smoothness to it. And I did paint the roof in a blue, and Dad came up and he said, "It's good." And I also did this to my train set. Just flip it up, piano hinge, flip it up, and your train set gets bigger. These are Woodworth, and me like trains, me like things. They've connected to the I can never remember. Anyway, got these off eBay, and there's some train ones as well. So you can put all your stuff up, hide it from the world. There we go. A nice hideaway and a nice place you can call home. And as I've got that on there, it's time to go. And it's time to switch off.